Hey Shooby-Doodlers, this is what we're going to draw. To draw the Blue Origin New Shepard spaceship, we'll start like that. We're going to mark out how big this is. I've got an old piece of post-it note here, and I'll just go and draw a little mark there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then sort of half, and that's kind of the proportions. So if we draw a line down the middle, then this is going to be your sort of capsule section up on the top, like that. Except we're kind of looking underneath because it's exploding up into the atmosphere. And then we want to come in. This is the actual rocket section. So this is draw another little curve like that. So this is the space capsule part at the top, and from here down, this is actually the rocket. And this is the bit that takes it up and brings it back down again. So we're going to want a little curve down there at the bottom, like that. Now here we want a little kind of long, ovally kind of thing like that. And inside it is a little sort of double line. And these are the fins that come out when it's returning back to Earth. So they're the things that help stabilize it on re-entry. And then down about here, so we've got this sort of pipe thing attached on the outside. Right about here it thickens out, maybe a bit higher, and becomes a bit wider like that. And then that is actually the retractable landing system in there. So we can do something similar on the side here, because you're going to get 4, 1 on each side, so that's sort of coming in there like that. But then we want this kind of thin extra bit coming down on the edge of it like that, and then it's going to come out slightly wider down there with this retractable landing gear just added on. So that's kind of the shape that we are after. Here we're going to have the fins, stabilizing fins like that. So in here you've got the landing stabilizing fins, which are folded in, and then they sort of pop out, and then you're going to probably see a little bit of the other ones around the other side there. And we're going to have an engine there at the bottom as well. And here we have these enormous windows which allow the astronauts and passengers and tourists to look out and see the curvature of the Earth during their 11-minute suborbital flight. Hey, you obviously like drawing, so click that button down there and subscribe to Draw Stuff Real Easy, and click the bell logo as well, so you'll be notified of all the new videos I make every week. And now step 2, draw in ink. So I'm going to start here again, and we got this kind of little long thin line like that, and then you want to come around the outside, and I'm going to come all the way down here and do this section all the way down. That's kind of quite thin, and then that's going to come out and down like that, and that's the landing gear section. Next I am going to go up and all the way around, which is not an easy shape, and then I'm going to come down to there, and this is on the outside of that. I don't think it's actually a pipe, but it's a well, it might be a pipe, I don't know, it might have lots of control stuff set inside it. I think here we need to do the fins next, and they'll want a slight curve there because they'll be sort of aerodynamic. Oh, what happened there? The paper bleeding. That's very unusual. So then we can bring that out like that and down, bring that out and down, and then we want this sort of curved bottom part there, and then that's going to be a fin, and that's going to be a little fin sticking out there, and then we can draw that part. Oh, that was too quick there. So I'm going to come around the top there like that, and in and down, and then I'm going to draw that line coming down there. So that is the actual tank rather than the bit that is stuck on the side of it like that. So I'm going to have to erase that in Photoshop eventually. And I'm going to put that rocket motor in there. And what happens in here is this sort of curls in. The shape of the tank that sort of comes in underneath here looks very much like an aerosol can, like a giant aerosol. And then that's going to come there. And then we'll do these windows like that. And then you're going to want to sort of draw this feather thing as well, aren't you? So if we do this kind of S shape like that, and then that would be the quill sort of section of it, and just sort of draw it quite feathery in itself, and we'll draw little feathery kind of bits there, and then we can draw the sort of feathers going out like that, and then some sort of curvy bits like that. And then I'm going to turn it sideways around because it's very hard to write upside down. So I'm going to do blue origin. And I'm sure the purists will say I'm using sort of the wrong typeface and making sure and doing all sorts of the wrong things on the type there. Step 3. When you are absolutely sure that the ink is dry, erase the pencil lines. So hopefully you didn't draw too hard. It's a big tip that don't press too hard or else it's really difficult to erase the pencil lines later. Step 4. Add the finishing touches. I'm going to make that really quite dark in there, and I'm going to put some shading in here as well, like that, and I'm going to add some shading here too, and that will just get slightly smaller and smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller, and then we can draw in the windows. So I'll make those sort of dark and then sort of hatch them, sort of make it dark, 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 and then just hatch. And hatch just means lots of scratchy lines going across it. And so you can make that pretty dark like that. I'm going to put some shading in underneath these fins, which will help them stand out a bit more, and maybe a bit of shading just there to give them that kind of shape. I'm going to put a little bit of shade in on these sort of tube bits. This is the landing gear like that, just to give it a bit of feeling of curvature. And then the rocket motor needs, draw a little curve like that, and then I'm going to draw some hatching like that, and then make your own sound effects. Whoosh! And you can maybe add some lines going upwards like that. And there you go, how to draw the Blue Origin New Shepard suborbital spaceship. Thanks for watching, and make sure you are subscribed to Draw Stuff Real Easy and keep coming back for lots more drawing videos every week. In the meantime, keep drawing, 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 practice, 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 and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.